Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. So, hello.
I did not expect that at all. Not even a little bit.
Oh man. Hey. So how's it going, man? Welcome
It's
to
going well.
K to Z.
Yeah.
Episode 3. This is not episode 3, it's like 5 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
we've done a bunch of these.
so as you guys know, I do a weekly stream. I was sick most of last month. So this month, I've been graced and super blessed to have, man, I was about to say every name but your name.
But Zach,
Yeah, every name but Zach. Josh.
I got
Mike.
Pearl.
I don't know a Josh or a Mike right now. But anyway, I'm super blessed to have Zach on stream with me to kind of like carry half the load. But yeah, next week I should be back to just doing a solo stream. And yeah, I'll have some topics prepared and stuff like that. But I just want to get my feet wet again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird when you take off for even a little bit. Like, coming back can be very nerve wracking.
Feels
So
like
yeah,
you're starting over.
exactly. Yeah, so I'm excited to be back. Excited to be streaming again. I felt in my spirit that I should stream tonight, even though I didn't. Originally, I just didn't feel like it. But I'm happy I'm here. Happy I'm with the community. I see that we got some comments in the comments. So let's get to those real quick. Hey, Zach and Kenneth Sparks, what's up, Collector Movie Man? How you
I
doing?
like you put the little lightning there. That was cool.
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to you, Collector. I appreciate that. Zach, you need you should have like the swords emoji for
Actually, that might be a new logo.
Yeah, gotta attack it. What a wonderful kind of day. What did you guys think of my Lion King video? I'll tell you right now, I haven't watched it as of yet. I will be watching it as soon as the stream is over. I had a hectic day, and then getting home, I just needed to rest, so I wasn't able to get to it as of yet. But yeah, as soon as the stream is over, I'll definitely get to it. You already know Lion King is my favorite movie, so anything Lion King, I'm running for the hills.
Yeah, I'm actually making my way through a lot of people in the community's videos. I've been going through each tab and watching the last 2 videos, seeing whatever was going on, leaving a comment. Definitely going to check you out, 80s Kids, because your name usually close to the top of my list.
Yeah.
Because alphabetical order. Right now, actually, no, it's not alphabetical order. I think it's whoever dropped last. So right now I'm on Scottish Geek Guy. I'm watching his 4K haul.
Nice.
And it's pretty good. He got a lot of Blu-rays. So I'm definitely gonna catch up on Collect the Movie Man and 80s Kids tonight.
Awesome. And guys, let us know how we sound, how we look, and
regulate
that kind of thing. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so we'll definitely be getting to your Lion King video after post stream, and Zach will be getting into it as he makes his way through his list. Don't forget to leave a question for Friday's video. Oh, that's right. You also have a question video coming out for Friday. So I'll definitely leave I'll definitely leave a question for you, 80s kid. I can come up with a question for you, whether it's
Star Wars,
Disney, Lion King,
questions for days,
Transformers, Hot Toys. I can definitely find some questions for you, buddy. Also, speaking of questions, Zach, you also have a question, not a questionnaire, but a post in your community tab asking for questions for your next Attacking Zach segment coming up next week on your Zach Attacks News Live. I was about to say Movie Live, but this is News Live. That'll be next Tuesday night at 7:30. So yeah, absolutely. That's what we do here. So yeah, so go to Zach's community page as well. Make sure you guys drop some questions in there, some hard-hitting questions. Make him choose between many things that he loves. Ask him, would you rather delete everything everywhere all at once, or would you rather never play a video game again? Like that kind of thing. You just throw that question in there. Somebody.
That's crazy. Yo, how you gonna do me like that?
Yeah. So Any kind of question like that, the hard hitting questions. How are you guys doing? I'm doing well. I feel good tonight, especially now that I'm with you guys. Saw my wife earlier today. She's a lovely human being who I love. So that's always a happy occasion to see her. So yeah. How about you, Zach? How are you feeling?
It's been an up and down day. It's like 95 degrees in New York, and because the ozone layer doesn't exist anymore because we're terrible human beings,
Yep.
it's hot as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sweating on the back of my neck because I have all this hair. It's just
Mm-hmm.
sticky. Work was okay, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
home now. I'm streaming, so things are better.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I think it went up to so it went up to 96 today. Here's how you know it's going to be a hot day. Whenever I wake up at 7:30, 7:45, my Alexa wakes me up. I tell it does the beep 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 beep. I tell it to shut up, right? Stop, shut up. You can actually tell Alexa to shut up. You don't have to say stop. You don't have to be nice to Alexa. Although I don't recommend that because when the Skynet takes over, you don't want to be the person who was mean to technology the whole time, right?
That's right.
My wife curses Alexa out. No, that's
Oh, she's
not
the
what
first
I
to go.
said. What I said was like, hey, like, Skynet, when it comes live,
You first.
I'm not gonna have no rap for you. Um, so it's gonna be a hot day because I said, hey, stop the alarm. When I stop the alarm, it automatically gives me the weather for the day, which is great because I don't have to ask. And it's like it is currently 80 degrees. I'm like, it's 7:45 in the morning. It only gets hotter throughout the day. So if you
Yep.
starting at 80, like what
Mm-hmm.
we doing out here?
Where are we going?
8 a.m., which is crazy. But yeah, it was hot. You guys sound really good. Thank you so much. It's good to
No.
know that. Katie, K Money,
Killer
K
Kate.
Dot, the third, popcorn. I'm so happy to hear from you. You
Yes.
are a gem in this community. I hope that you're doing well. I'm so glad that you joined the stream. You're the bomb.com.org.net.
.edu.
Dot edu. Thank you. You always come in with the edu because I always forget it. I probably shouldn't be saying this on live, but I still have my Apple Music discount from my community college days on my on my student discount. I haven't been in that school since 2014. So
10 years? Just
I'm
getting a
still
discount?
I'm
That
still
alumni discount?
$5.99. Whole joint for $5.99. So yeah.
That's funny.
Hey man, as long as it works. But yeah,
Facts.
you two handsome gentlemen always sound good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You saw the next comment that just came in?
Stop snitching.
She's like, I use that too. Shut up.
That is my lovely wife who wants me to stop snitching on us, and getting our Apple Music canceled, and also the fact that she curses out our machinery.
I have a story.
Yeah,
So
go for
back
it.
in the day when school Metro cards and whatnot, when I had a school Metro card, but I wasn't in school anymore, but it still worked.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using it for months, and my mom was like, "Oh, can I use it? I have to start going to work, but now I have to go. Whatever, here, take it. I'll buy my own Metro card." So when I swiped it, I was discreet about it because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to have it,
Yeah.
and she just la 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 la, just swiping like she's Mary Poppins and shit,
Yeah.
and she got caught by the cops.
Not married.
They
Oh God.
and they took it, and I was like, "Damn,
Oh
you
damn.
got the
See,
school Metro card, the unlimited."
she thought it was sweet.
Sweet. Sweet. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Sweet 2 season 3 came out. I forgot that. I gotta watch that. But
Yo, I need to watch Sweet Tooth season 2. My lord, I love season 1, and I love the comic.
They did not put no advertisement for season 3, like
not at all.
At all.
You know I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If you mention it, I probably got it.
You probably okay.
But no, Sweet Tooth.
Got the dough, the flow, and the po.
Yeah. Who? We were saying hi to Katie. Yep. This is what I was saying. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the
And
stream. Thank you.
complimenting the shirt. That's a nice shirt, Zach. It is indeed.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, he's been on a roll with his shirts. Not that you've ever had a bad shirt, but you've been on like it's been like an elevated level of shirtness recently, and it's it's been awesome. Yeah, I dropped 2 questions for Zach community post. Hey, he got you with 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Always happy to see Katie laugh. I got the tab loaded. Dope. Drop a question in there. It is cold in here in Michigan right now. It's probably like 60 or 70. It's been raining all day. Wow. 60. Man, 60 is wild. I would trade that in a heartbeat.
For this?
Hoodie weather is where it's at.
Like, I don't like the cold, but 60, 70 with rain is not that bad.
Yo, if it was 70 degrees, I'd be so happy right now.
Yeah, but this 95 with no rain.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. It's not Arizona. What are we doing over here?
Right. Arizona. I was just having a conversation with somebody about Arizona, and I was telling. Oh, I was at a Asian food festival on last Saturday. It was very good. It was very nice. Great time. Went on a double date with another couple. It was delicious. It was great. I had stuffed barbecue chicken or stuffed chicken. It was like stuff with like this lemongrass, kind of like meat mixture. It was really good. It was really good. But I mentioned it because I forget why I'm trying to like bring it back to memory while I mentioned it. But
we were talking about weather. We were talking about.
It's at 80 feet, man.
Yeah, man. What the heck were we? How did you get here?
How did you get here? All right, let me not get the stream.
Nobody's supposed to be. Oh, yeah, I got you. Can't get demonetized for singing a song. That shit is crazy.
Yo, that is crazy, right? Oh, Mama Bear says, yeah, it's a problem living in the concrete jungle, like here in New York. It acts like an oven bouncing the heat around. Absolutely. Yeah. And I work downtown, so it's just nothing but skyscrapers. I work on the 14th floor of my office building, which is the top floor, because top shelf, and yeah, it's just hot as hell. It's so hot. Yeah, I don't trust Alexa, especially with artificial intelligence. Totally get involved with that. It might have a mind of its own. Hey, man, I'm readily admitting that is totally possible. But as for right now, I need something to turn the lights off and on because I'm lazy sometimes. That's literally the only thing we use Alexa for is turning the lights on and off and weather updates and finding out what we can't feed our dog. Because, hey, can dogs have this? I don't want to poison my dog. So that's really the extent of what we use Alexa for.
That's hilarious.
Without it, we would just be giving Bruno anything. That's not true. We would Google probably. But yeah, thank you so much. You're always welcome, Katie. My wife told me to stop snitching. I will stop snitching. I watched Dune Part 2 today because I purchased a few days ago the Steelbook off Amazon from a seller for $65. And right after I purchased, it went up to $95. Woo! Right in the top.
Word.
$95.
$95 is nuts.
That is insane. I don't care what you do. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this. There's a reason why. I mean, there's probably many reasons why. But there's a reason why they took the ability to burn CDs and DVDs off of our computers. And if we were to just, I'm not going to tell y'all how to make illegal physical copies, but you guys can figure it out. I don't want the feds to come here. 80s kids stealing my lines. They are handsome gentlemen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. I cleaned out so much physical media today. Hey, man. Oh, hopefully you donated. If there's a Goodwill around you, if there's a Habitat for Humanity or a library, all those places really can use those kind of things for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Respect to you. Yeah. She's got to deal with me every day. So just imagine this personality, but like dialed up to 1,000. Kenneth Sparks, have you watched the most recent episode of House? I have not. I'm actually 2 episodes behind. I haven't seen episode 3 or 4. I did watch that last 20 minutes of episode 2, but I'm only like 10 to 15 minutes into episode 3. I don't know. Every time I started at like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is part of the problem. So, yeah.
Long ass episodes.
Long ass episodes. Mel said Zach is dressed like he's on vacation on somebody's tropical island.
Oh, that's the second time I heard that today. That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. That is a very nice shirt.
Thank you.
The rain should hit New York tomorrow. Dope.
Please.
New York.
Please. I hate rain, but please.
Yeah, if it's hitting New York, it'll probably hit Philly, which would be great. I keep being lied to, though, because they keep telling me, oh, it's going to be a thunderstorm today. No, it's not. It just never comes.
Never comes. I hope it is not the type of rain where it rains and it's like muggy instead of cool down.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want, because that's a trash combination.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, what's up? I want to say, hey, what's up to, or the view with Drew says, hey, what's up to everyone? Hey, what's up, view with Drew? Hey, Drew with the view. I want to say hey to everybody. I'm going to take, not a break, I'm going to move on to a quick topic real quick. We only have 3 topics tonight. They'll be relatively quick. You guys tell us what you think of these topics and what's going on with the popcorn, popping the popcorn. And then we'll continue to just answer questions and talk a little bit. All right, so moving on to the first question, or not question, moving on to the first topic. We have some news from, actually, let me take this comment down real quick. And Zach is actually not aware of any of this news, so, or he might be. I just didn't tell him to talk this beforehand. So we have some news concerning Tom Cruise and a sequel to a movie that he put out over 10 years ago. Right now, today, Hollywood Reporter told us that Edge of Tomorrow 2 is still possible. So is Edge of Tomorrow 2 coming? Doug Liman and Tom Cruise haven't shut down the idea of an Edge of Tomorrow sequel quite yet. 10 years following the release of the 2014 sci-fi action film, the filmmaker told Empire magazine that he and the actor keep talking about doing a follow-up because we love the world. Tom and I actually just watched it about 2 months ago because I hadn't seen it in 10 years. I was like, wow, this is a really good movie. So for people who really like Edge of Tomorrow, this is good news. Well, maybe it's good news because even if you like it, that doesn't necessarily mean that you want a sequel. But Tom Cruise and Doug Liman are both kind of like, hey, remember that nice thing that we did a couple years ago? We might want to revisit that. And then you have the entire cast, which is incredible. Me and Zach, we actually just watched this movie not too long ago. I believe that you had a watch along on your channel for Edge of Tomorrow. Was that the last watch along that you did?
Maybe. Yeah, it's been a minute since I did a watch along.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the movie again, even seeing it once again after 10 years. So there's not much news there. It's just talking about them thinking about doing it, which in Hollywood speak is like, this could never happen, or we could sign the contract tomorrow. So, Zach, you've seen Edge of Tomorrow really recently. What do you think about that movie and whether or not you would want a sequel to it?
Yeah, I've actually watched it like 3 times now. Within the last year. Yeah, because I did a throwback review for it when I was doing my throwback reviews consistently. Then we did the watch along. And then somebody's like, come and do a watch along with me. And I kept telling them no. So, okay, I'll do it. And then it ended up being Edge of Tomorrow. I was like, God damn, I saw this movie. And if you know me, I don't like rewatching movies so soon. Like, I'm not the type of person that rewatches movies over and over. I need to go on to the next. But with that said, this movie is great. Yeah. Even with me watching it 3 times within the last year, I still enjoyed myself. I think that the world that they built was very, very interesting. My only worry that I have here is that the way the story wrapped up, it kind of felt like final.
Yeah.
It didn't leave it open-ended. We didn't see like a piece of the alien like crawling around. Like, oh my God, it might grow again. Right. It felt like this is it. So I'm hopefully they can find a very interesting way to continue the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's aliens, so there could be more aliens. Who says
Right.
that this was the whole colony? They maybe like, okay, well, you destroyed these, but here comes more, and
Yeah.
we're because you killed. There's something else they could do. But Emily Blunt is down. She's talked about it multiple times in interviews how she's ready to come back and do it. Tom Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
an original director, is ready to do it. I would love them to give it like a Top Gun Maverick, make
Yeah.
elevated in a
Mm-hmm.
way, bring some fresh eyes in there. If they can get Glenn Powell in there, why not? Like,
Why not?
yeah, and just bring a bunch of new actors in there and bring back some of the old ones as well and mix it
Mm-hmm.
up. And my one major gripe with that last one was they didn't utilize the supporting cast enough. It was too focused on Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. It felt
Right.
like trying to do like a romantic relationship, and they didn't even end up doing it. So it kind of felt like, why did you focus on this so much?
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, so use everybody. They have very charismatic actors, and this could be a blast if they do the story right.
The Glenn Powell Tom Cruise connection is actually pretty strong. When I was
Yeah.
looking for news today, I actually saw that Tom Cruise showed up to the premiere of Twisters. I was
Yep.
like, oh, that's cool. I mean, friends show up to friends' things anyway, but you never know. Tom Cruise, like, hey, you want to do an Edge of Tomorrow sequel? But I agree with you. The movie, the first movie, or the only movie currently, ended in a pretty open and shut case. And I am a fan of movies that this is it. Like, this is the final, like, we've wrapped this up really well. As a matter of fact, it kind of leads me into a whole nother discussion that we can have at a different time, where I think that a lot of movies that end up becoming franchises, even like planned franchises, need to follow the formula that the first movie should feel like it could be the only movie. You start it and you wrap it up.
You do
This is
everything you
a complete
can.
told story, just like the
Yeah.
Batman, right? The Batman can be like a complete one-off, right? And you'll
Yeah.
never feel. You might feel cheated because you wanted more, but you never
Yeah.
feel like, oh, they didn't finish the story, right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So even so, I am a fan of sequels. Obviously, most of the movies that have come out this year feel like they've been sequels, but that's
Yeah.
not true because there's a ton of independent movies that
But
come
like
out.
the most successful movies have
Yeah,
been
most of the
sequels.
successful ones, which is really funny when people are like, nobody wants all these sequels and they make the most money, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. So, that's it for our Edge of Tomorrow coverage of the second one, which might happen or might not happen. You never know how
Good
things.
question though.
Oh, we got a question.
What do they call this movie? Because remember, this thing went through a name change multiple times. They didn't know
Yeah,
how to
so
market it at first. Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow, Live Die Repeat. Live Die Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow. They like swapped the names.
I actually think the second one should be called Live Die Repeat. That was something I actually thought about when I was doing the machinations of putting the graphics together. I just thought about that. And you also reminded me because there was actually one other thing that I wanted to mention about this movie, or the previous. Man, what are we doing? And
It's not a stream to see that cattail.
There's also one other thing I wanted to mention about potentially doing the sequel. Not only are we talking about, okay, so what are we going to be doing in terms of like a title, but the mechanism for going back in time, or just like the Groundhog's Day mechanism, is essentially over. So what do you base this next movie around? Because the crux of the first movie was the Groundhog's Day aspect of it. So what do you do?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah. So with my disrespectful cat, Prince, Two Face, Harvey, I'm gonna see you stepping on stuff, man.
What's happening? He's just putting up graphics up. He's, I want to see that graphic.
Yeah. So yeah. So with that being said, what do you guys think in the comments? If you're watching this after the stream, I saw that from Zach. If you're watching this after the stream, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right. So going to get to some more of these comments before we get too far behind. That's something I really want to work on these streams. Man, you gotta go. Either get on the shoulder or go somewhere else. Thank you. So where were we?
Viewer Drew said, "Hey everyone, what's up?" The next comment
Yep.
is the next comment.
Awesome. So yeah, Yeah, Arizona and California right now, they're like 124 degrees. See, that's the devil. Like, that's nothing but Satan. That's
That's the
Lucifer.
crevice of the devil.
Yeah, that's
Deep
the
inside.
angel of music. That's all of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Keep that
Beelzebub.
away from me.
Yeah, yeah. Get thee behind me, Satan. But yeah, that's crazy. Do you think it's time for someone else to take the dark saber and lead Lucasfilm? Um, I'll tell you this. Yes, I think I would like someone else to run Lucasfilm, and that's not to say Kathleen Kennedy hasn't done. It. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta. You gotta go, dear. You're doing a lot. I know you want to be pet, but it's not pet time. Um, your tail is in the camera. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So
Appreciate your time. Get off the screen.
um, I I'm not anti. Yes, I am. I'm anti Kathleen Kennedy in the terms of her production. The things that she's done in terms of like done and said in terms of like women need to be more of a forefront in Star Wars. I actually agree with that. The thing that she wants to do in terms of like doing more diverse projects within Star Wars, whether it's race, gender, what have you, I'm all for it. What I'm not for is the quality of the products that she's produced. And I kind of feel like there was a time this week. Two of my friends put out a podcast. They have a podcast called Comic Book Junto, and they put out an episode where essentially called like "It's Okay Not to Like Everything," right?
Yep.
And I feel like right now I'm in this situation, this transformative situation where I'm kind of like, you know, this has a lot of elements that I like, but I'm starting to give this a lot more grace than I would if it weren't for me championing certain, I don't even want to call it political, woke aspects of it, right? Not even woke. Actually, I'm not even going to use woke in that way because I hate when it's bastardized in that way. But it has black people, it has people of color, it has people of different genders, it has animals, it has all kinds of things that I typically agree with. But sometimes if it's just not good, it's just not good. And right
Yeah.
now I'm experiencing with the acolyte that it's just not good, right? So I would like to bring in someone else with the same kind of predispositions to including those things, but also making sure that the stories that we're telling are really freaking good. And right
Yeah.
now, they're really freaking mid. And I know that the kids today say mid as, you know, kind of a, it's not good at all. I don't mean that. I mean mid as in it's not terrible, but it's also not very good. And I would
Yeah.
like to see more things lean towards very like what the last thing I'll say. When I watch House of the Dragon, when I watch The Boys, when I watch I don't know, X-Men 97,
Fallout. Yeah.
Fallout. Yeah, and when I watch I started watching Supercell this morning and I found that that's really good. You know when you're watching something really freaking good. Like this is
Yeah.
great.
You can feel
And I've been feeling recently, I've been watching stuff that I've had to make a lot of excuses for. And I don't want to do that anymore. Well, I talked for a long time. What do you think, Zach?
um it's hard because like a lot of people are on the anti Kathleen Kennedy train, and I don't want to fully put it on her because I really don't know who's doing what. I don't know who's fully. She might be just a face that's taking the blame for a lot of other people's decisions.
Mm,
And when she was doing Star Wars, Disney, who owns Lucasfilm and everything, was in a transition with the two Bobs, right?
yeah, Iger and Chapek.
Yeah, and I feel like Iger probably let some of the reins loose
Mm,
as he was leaving, and then Chapek pulled the reins and started being cheap.
mm,
And you can see the quality of all his franchises started dip in terms of output. They're putting out too many projects. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's not enough supervision. So I feel like
not
Kathleen
enough
Kennedy,
episodes.
huh?
Not enough
Not
episodes.
enough episodes. Now we're seeing like the MCU. Okay, we're gonna do this. Daredevil's gonna get more than 6 episodes. It's gonna be 10. It's not gonna be 18 like they said before. Thank God, because that's too much.
That is
when they first announced it, I was like, "Yeah, give me everything." But now I'm like, "Whoa,
that's like
weeks."
Early Disney Plus CW. There's CW had way too many episodes.
Way too. That's because that was just like network TV at the time. Everything got 22 episodes back in the day. But that the attention span for people it's not like that anymore. Like if you have 22 episodes of content, split that over 3 years. But now that Iger is involved and she's in the hot seat, and now she has someone that's going to be more micromanaging in front of her, I'm interested to see what she does with these projects that are announced. I'm not ready to just kick her out yet. I want to see Star Wars get back, because the Acolyte I can't say it's bad. I only saw the first episode. Didn't really care for the first episode, so I haven't watched more of it yet. Stuff that was gestated during Chapek's run, I give a pass a little bit. Like a Secret Invasion.
I don't blame you for that.
You know what I mean? I give a little, but now, anything that's new. So like Grogu and Mando and the Rey movie and things like that, you don't get the grace, because Iger's here. He's taking the middleman out of the ways, because like Kevin Feige had a middleman and he used to have direct line to Iger. Kathy Kennedy, the same thing. So now like things are being organized, people are getting let go. You are being held accountable for your actions outside of work and in work. So I want to see, with that accountability, what she can put out and what she can produce with these next couple films and these next couple shows. Because what is after Acolyte? I don't even know. Have they announced anything? Skeleton Crew, right? And that's animated?
No, that's live action. I think that's with very popular actor whose name
is missing.
It's not Gosling. It's like the other.
What's he been in?
Looper. The guy who was in Looper.
Oh my God. He was in Dark Knight Rises too?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh my God. I see his face. He's one of my favorite actors. Can't remember his name right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to be in the Star Wars thing. That's cool. So yeah, I want to give her a chance. See how Skeleton Crew comes out. See how what's it called? These next two movies do. Now they're complete garbage or just mediocre. Because I gotta say that all of Star Wars has been garbage. The only thing I think that's been garbage is really Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Those two. But I really like Mando. I like Andor. I like the first two, the sequel trilogy. The last one was absolute garbaggio. But like I like some of the stuff. I think some of the stuff is great. So I want to see if she can pull it out. And then if she can't, then now, okay, she's got to go or be demoted, because she has great ideas, but maybe she shouldn't lead and bring somebody else in.
Yeah. Well, Aegis Kid, you got the full wrap with that one.
Yeah, that was like a whole video.
Looks great on him. It does. I agree. I'm actually, let me go back real quick. So what do you guys think?
When you edit that out, just edit out the look great on him.
Right. So what do you guys think? Does Star Wars need to go in a new direction? Do we need to have someone new at the helm? And do you have someone in mind who you think would be a great leader to take us into the next phase of Star Wars? Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you guys next time. What you say?
I said not Dave Filoni.
Yo, yeah, he can't even get his own characters right.
Not in live action, at least.
Great on him. It does look great on you. The chicken hearts and chicken curry was fire. Yes, it was. There was chicken hearts.
Chicken hearts?
Yeah, man. That chicken heart on the skewer, that joint was phenomenal.
Wow. Never ate a heart before. I've eaten the liver.
So. That's a really good movie. Have you seen Mitchell vs. Machines?
No, I own it, but I haven't watched it yet.
It is phenomenal. Last time I was in Italy, and it was triple digits. It took a year to get rid of those tan lines. Like, why can't we block the sun or something? Because 124 is just demonic. It is demonic. I agree. I'm going to zoom through these questions so we can catch up a little bit. We got a lot. I'm planning to donate them to half-price books so I can earn a little cheddar to save up for my first hot toy. Not a bad option either. Not a bad option at all. We're getting rain for 3 days, and our weather is never far from New York. I was actually thinking about that for Philly, because we typically get the same stuff after y'all.
They're so close to each other.
Yeah. 80s kid from the 90s, that's a good idea. The best place to find good stuff is half-price bookstores. Agreed. I enjoyed Edge of Tomorrow. Nice. So did I. Facts on facts. Kenny, did you hear about American Horizon Part 2 got pulled off the release schedule and is now not coming out? I did hear that. I wanted to put that as one of the news stories I had, but I'm not going to watch that movie, and
Yeah.
I'm also I don't care about it, but but it but there is some interesting elements to it. Like I didn't know this, but our friend TJ was telling us that the first movie is like four different stories that are not connected, and then in the second movie they're all supposed to come together, which I think is actually a really good and interesting idea. It's just a shame that it was wasted on this particular project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now people are going to be like, well, you saw what happened with American Saga. You can't do it. Or American Horizon. You can't
Right.
do it. They
Well,
love doing that in Hollywood.
yeah, they do. They're like, oh, the first bad sign of anything, we can't do this anymore, which is terrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think like I don't think you haven't seen it yet, but Kinds of Kindness is separate stories, and I was honestly saying at the end of it, I would like to see those stories turn into full movies or become like Kinds of Kindness Part 2, where we continue those stories. Because I felt like they just kind of ended abruptly. Yeah. And did you guys hear about the first reactions for the new Twisters? I did see something on Variety and Hollywood Reporter. Essentially, it said like it's got a lot of spectacle, but not a lot of substance. I wanna say this about Twisters. I'm not looking for substance.
No.
I'm looking for Twisters.
Like, what are you talking about, Variety? You know,
right.
It's funny that you said that, right? Like Variety and Hollywood Reporter is talking about that. The review I seen for it was IndieWire, right? IndieWire, they specify an indie film. So, a lot of their people who write these films, they love the small dramas. They love the stuff that we love.
Mm-hmm.
Their tagline is Twisters Review, one of the most satisfying movies of the summer.
Hey,
that's what you want.
I'm excited. I didn't see the first Twisters in theaters because I think that was 97. I was 7. But yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. I'm gonna try to watch the first Twisters this weekend since Twisters is coming out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. We have Incredibles, Twisters, and Gladiator to watch. Let's figure out
we got to do that.
Get all that. But I'm excited, man.
So Zach, because of this question, I'm going to pose a question to you.
Okay.
I'm also going to pose it to the chat as well. What's your favorite disaster movie? What's your favorite weather-related or any kind of related disaster movie? I can tell you guys mine right now is Armageddon. That's my favorite disaster.
Good one.
It's weather, I guess. If something falls from the sky, I count that as weather. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. My other favorite is actually a Tommy Lee Jones led movie called Volcano, where in Los Angeles, a volcano just erupts in the middle of LA, and they got to figure out how to survive it until it stops erupting. It's absolutely a lot of fun, and Tommy Lee Jones just spends 2 hours yelling at people about volcanoes. So it's great.
Off the top of my head, I googled disaster movies to see which ones I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Look Up is definitely.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't have thought of that as one, but that is a really good movie.
Yeah, I think that was great, and also Snowpiercer, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Snowpiercer is good. Yeah,
it's a great disaster movie as well. Very different from most disaster movies, but I think that's up there. Are we counting like zombies, or are we only counting weather stuff?
No, I was thinking about like weather situations, like Day After Tomorrow, and Deep Impact is another one.
Oh, Deep Impact is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
13 Lives is also an underrated one.
Which one is that?
That is on Prime Video, and it's about these people who, I think like it was an earthquake, which is a disaster, and these kids get stuck under like a bunch of rubble, and the firefighters go down there to get them, and then get lost, and it's like them trying to get under there, and another earthquake happens. It's based on a true story that actually happened in LA.
Oh, crap.
And then water coming in, a whole bunch of bad stuff was happening. Colin Farrell stars in it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
You have to check. You said 13 Lives.
Yeah, 13 Lives, Prime Video.
I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds great. San Andreas is another one with a rock.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. But it's not good, but it's fun.
Yeah. Let's see. She wants her 15 minutes of fame. Oh, our cat. Yes, she does. Everything.
She definitely got 50 minutes.
I'm glad he's finally stopped trying. Um, yeah, I definitely agree. Kathleen Kennedy needs to get out of Lucasfilm. I can't stand her. She's done a terrible job. She's done an okay job. She still is responsible for Rogue One, which is my second, or if not my favorite Star Wars movie ever. She was at the helm when Clone Wars season 7 came out. People love that. The first two seasons of Mando, people love those. People like the third one. And
what's that other animated show that people like? The Bad Batch. Nobody
Bad
gives her
Batch,
credit
like the
for
Bad
making
Batch.
that comes out. People
Yeah.
love that show.
Star Wars
And
Visions is my
she's done
favorite.
$4 billion movies. Like, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
She Rogue One is like the fact that that's $1 billion is kind
Rogue
of
One is great.
It is great.
Yeah.
Obviously, like what's the Star Wars story? Solo didn't do well, unfortunately.
Solo didn't do well. I actually liked Solo.
I think that's because they just didn't have Harrison Ford as Solo, and people were like, "Who is this guy?"
Right.
I think that's what it was.
Things in Solo that I just thought was unnecessary. One of the issues with Star Wars, and I'll make this quick so we can move on, is that it continues to fill gaps that no one asked to be filled. Like one of the things that happens in Solo is they tell you how he got his last name, Solo. And I'm like, nigga, I just thought his last name was Solo. Like, I didn't think there was a story. There doesn't need to be a story behind that.
No, everybody has weird names. Luke Skywalker. I don't even know why he has that name.
Right. So, Star Wars continues to just, hey, you see this little crevice of time here? We're going to fill that in. It's like, well, don't. So we got Book of Boba Fett. She's only done 3 good things for Star Wars. Andor people love, Mandalorian season 1, and I think 3 is not have season 1 and 2, and I think 3 is not have bad. Got you. Yeah, I actually don't dislike season 3 of Mando. I just wish it would have done more to progress the story. But that's not all on Kathleen Kennedy. She put that in the hands of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who else's hands would you want it in? Right,
and they've been championing them guys to be doing everything, right?
I did like Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
I did too. 90%, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. I spent 90% of my time complaining about Ahsoka, and it's kind of like that one of those things where it's like I don't do that with The Boys. I don't do that with House of Dragon. I don't do that with X-Men 97. I don't do that. There's so many shows where I watch. I'm like, this is amazing. Star Wars. I'm like, this is. It exists. There are things that are worse than this, but this is what we got.
It's like, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Oh, this action scene is cool. Oh, I like this interaction. Okay, why are we doing this again? Like, it's kind of like you go a roller coaster of emotions. Like it's like wrestling. It's like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, for sure. Another word is skibbity.
That's something the youth is saying. I'm not
sure. That's way out of my youth range. I'm pumped for Skeleton Crew. It's a live action crew. Yep. Jude Law.
Jude Law. Okay. Yes. So it's not Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's Jude Law. Okay.
Yeah. Because they're kind of.
Oh yeah, they showed like a trailer for that before. I see it in my head now. Okay.
Yeah. I just remember the vaguely the logo. I don't. Yeah. Also, Jude Law is going to be in it. Yep. Goonies in space. I love it. I think it was described as that. I need to see Goonies to get the reference out. Ahsoka was awesome. Yeah. Ahsoka has some really good moments. I would say Sabine has a similar problem that Anakin had in the prequels. Whiny, kind of like, hey, shut up and just do your job. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I never had an issue with Sabine until the episode where she didn't tell anybody about the critical crap that was happening.
What was that?
And she didn't also hug the guy that she's been pining over for 8 episodes. I was like, what the hell is happening here? Hug him, kiss him, go in the tent and do what you guys got to do and tell him the story. What is going on? But I didn't have a problem with her up until that point because I understood her motivations of why she was the way she was. And the actress is likable. But I don't know.
Yeah. The actress is likable. Yep.
Yeah.
It's holding 75% of Rotten Tomatoes and the Twister. That's not bad. That to me says this is a fun movie.
Yeah.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Hey, that's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
A good one. I actually really like. I don't know if I saw the second one. I definitely saw the first one, and I really liked it. I think
Katie O'Brien is in Twisters. I didn't know that.
Who?
Katie O'Brien from Love Lies Bleeding.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And David Cornsweet, Superman, is in it too. What the
hell? I did not know this. She's back.
Yeah.
Leave the World Behind, Bird Box, and Society of the Snow.
Ooh, Bird Box.
Yeah. I think we watched Society of the Snow together, actually.
I still need to see Leave the World Behind.
Society of the Snow is great. Yeah, Leave the World Behind was a movie. It was an entertaining watch until the end, unfortunately. Bird Box, I kind of feel the same way about. It was good until it wasn't. And it never really got like bad. It was just kind of like, okay, cool.
I enjoyed the hell. I watched Bird Box when that first came out. I was all in the hype. I watched it. Then I watched it with this person. Then I watched it with this person. I watched this person. I watched the movie.
It was all the rage. Was that the during the pandemic?
No, because I wouldn't have watched it with a bunch of people if it was during the pandemic. Like it was right before.
That's true.
It was like right because Quiet Place came out and then this came out, and like these two movies kind of spurred a bunch of other spinoffs of a bunch of nonsense. It's like The Watchers
lose their senses.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my movie back there.
Nice. Collector Movie Man says I have 3. Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan. I need to see that. I think that's another volcano one. Twister, of course, and Armageddon. Armageddon's so good. 80s Kid Yells Rebels. I don't. Was the last season of Rebels under Disney? I don't remember, but it is great. I'll tell you that. Rebels is freaking amazing. I didn't know she was in charge of Rogue One. Okay, I'll give her a little bit of credit. Yeah, she was in charge of every single thing that came out under the Disney banner. There's nothing that came out under Disney that she was not responsible for.
Yeah, outside the prequels and the original trilogy, she's produced almost everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she was a part of the sequels and the that's why she's involved in Star Wars so much. She helped George Lucas with those. So
right. I'll also say this. I know you mentioned it. You mentioned
what did I mention?
That's my brain shutting down. The Force Awakens is another movie I really like.
Me too.
Like a lot. And then it just kind of things started happening.
Plan.
Solo should have been an animated series instead. Would have fleshed out his character better. Yeah, I like taking characters in animation. It lets you do more.
Yeah, it does.
Season 3 of, I'm guessing Mando was okay, but not great. I agree with that. There were parts of Ahsoka.
I think he's just like parts of Ahsoka was really good. I think.
I agree with that too. There's only 3 parts I like in Obi-Wan. I think that might be true of me too, which is all. I would say the final fight between Obi-Wan and
great.
It was great. The first
that's like an all-time fight right there. That shit was crazy.
I agree. Pardon me. The first confrontation between the two of them was also fantastic. Even though Obi-Wan just got his butt kicked during that whole time, it was a good and the flashback scene between him and Obi-Wan. Every time Anakin or Darth Vader and Obi-Wan were on screen together, the show was great. Every time they weren't, it wasn't.
So I really liked young Leia throughout the show. So that was one thing that I actually liked. The actress was great. That final fight scene was great. I hate that it's also a part of one of my least favorite parts. That episode with Reva chasing Luke. Dumbest shit I ever seen in my life.
Chasing Luke, who has not been a part of this show at all,
and making us trying to think that she was gonna kill him. Like, bruh, this is a prequel.
We've seen this movie. Or we've seen the movies.
We know where he goes, who he becomes.
You know,
even as we saw him die. Like, what are we doing? Like, as an old man.
You know what would have been great if she did kill him and we're like, whoa, what just happened? And we find out it was like an alternate universe.
Yeah. Oh, a reset of Star Wars.
Yeah,
that would have pissed
me off. Which is actually really interesting because Lego is doing a reset of Star Wars. I think it's called Build Your Own Universe. It's an animated show that's going to be coming out, and I'm really interested. And they put out Lego toys for it. They have a Darth Jar Jar Lego. They have a dark Millennium Falcon, like a black Millennium Falcon. They have all kinds of like stuff that fans like. They were essentially started as memes, and they were like, let's just make this into our own kind of like what if scenario. So yeah, it's actually going to be a legitimate TV show.
I have a question for you. Because you just brought this to my mind. This is for the chat as well. Do you think that Disney and some creative, whoever takes off from Kathleen Kennedy, if she ever loses a job, would have the balls to reset Star Wars live action? Like, start from the beginning to retell the story, change things or whatever they got to change, but retell that story with new actors.
Retell that story with new actors?
Start from New Hope and move up and have a plan. And knowing that, because when they made the first trilogy, they didn't know this was going to become this big 20-year long thing. But now that they know, have a plan, it has a Kevin Feige to plan it out. Doesn't have to have a bunch of spin-offs, since it doesn't have to be like the MCU with 33 movies. But this is a trilogy. We'll have little shows to fill in the gaps on Disney Plus, and then we'll move a couple of years ahead, and then keep moving ahead and just build us towards something. Just
so I'm clear, we're talking about recasting Luke, Leia, Han.
Yes, everybody.
There's always been this phraseology about people jokingly burning down, like I will burn down the studio. I think it might actually happen if you try to do that. I think someone might actually show up and burn down wherever Lucasfilm's headquarters is. I think someone might actually show up and try to burn it down. And I'm not joking. I'm dead ass, because the only thing worse than running this series longer than it should have been would be to try to recast those characters, because they're so iconic, and some of them have passed away, and some of it, it's like Carrie Fisher, like she passed away. So trying to people would be dumb enough to say, hey, you're trying to erase that old legacy. I'll tell you this. I don't think you should do it. I'd be interested. I don't think you should do it. You know what I mean? Like they're like, just like they're doing like the Harry Potter show. Like, hey, we're going to do the Harry Potter show. We're going to fill out more, but there's books to go with that. I just don't think that people will receive it well. I don't think people on either side of the aisle, if you will, the super hardcore fans who are like toxic, or the non-toxic fans, I think they will be in alignment and like, hey, we definitely shouldn't do this. So yeah, that's
gotcha.
It would be
that's why I said, would anyone have the balls? Because I know that the vitriol that would cause, but if they feel like they can create a really great story from it, and just like, is what we're doing is not working, so let's just start from the beginning. I wonder how, like, if that first movie comes out and it's bomb.com, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say they get some of the best sci-fi directors, Alex Garland, Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve, all these great directors to come in and really tell these great stories.
Yeah.
Do you think they can win people over if the movies are great?
If the movie's great, I'll be there, right? Well, I mean, not that I'll be there, but if the movie's great, people will show up, right? People will continue to show up for it. I think there's too much of a risk of it not being great. And I think for people who are just very, like, we have some friends who are very, like, don't touch my toys about Star Wars, that it wouldn't, like, there would never not be a comparison to the old ways. And it's, unfortunately, it's been a trend. Like, if you get Alex Garland to do it, I think, and Denis Villeneuve, like, I think that you have an opportunity to make something really special if you do that. I think, but you have to get those directors
Yeah.
because what happens a lot of times is you run into trying to make Star Wars into a more contemporary thing than it is already, including some pop culture and jokes and stuff like that for the
Don't make
TikTokers and the kids. It's like a lot of that Star Wars is transcendental in that way, in which any generation can enjoy it, even though the further we get away from it, the less young people enjoy it, I believe.
Yeah.
But I kind of believe that a big part of that is that we've gone on 10 years of okay projects. So,
But I even think like the kids now is just so many things. This TV shows. The big thing about Star Wars and why people, other than it being good, like a
mhm,
great story, is that it was nothing like it back in the day. Like the technology that they did here was mind blowing,
yeah,
and it was worth going to the theater. And then a generation shared it with their kids, and they have that
mhm,
nostalgic memory there. And also, it was still kind of mind blowing at that point because we still no one caught up.
right,
Now, in the last 10 years, people have caught up. We
yeah,
have TV shows that look as good as the movies used to look like.
yeah,
We have Star Wars TV shows that look better than the movies looked,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there's other franchises, there's sci-fi shows on the
mhm,
sci-fi network that look as good. So I think that the fact that Star Wars hasn't pushed the boundaries is just kind of settled in the same kind of thing. We don't have different lightsabers, we don't have different ships, we don't have different worlds, we don't have different aliens, we have the same robots. I
yeah.
think that's why the young youth are like, well, this is like old people stuff.
I will give Star Wars credit in some regards. There are a lot of new things.
Okay.
There are like new lightsabers, new planets, and stuff like that. The Acolyte is full of it, but it's
Okay, I
just
haven't seen that.
the story around it just hasn't like resonated. And then you also have like I'll give Star Wars this too. Like Kylo Ren was a new idea that I was really into until I wasn't.
Mhm.
Right. Even like
Yeah,
the Kylo Ren himself. I thought he was a really good character when he
me too.
started out, being this like anti Darth Vader, right? Darth
Yeah,
Vader is cool, calm, and collected. He is losing his shit at every turn.
very emotional,
So very emotional,
but
right?
very calculated.
And very calculated. Yeah, which pardon me, which was really interesting because like the dark side is all about giving in to your emotions and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And that's all that nigga did was giving to his emotions, right? I'm sure some Sith would be like, "Ma'am, you gotta live. You have a whole out. You have a whole house to invade, and you're just out here talking to
Love
me."
you.
Sorry. But yeah. So, but yeah. Last thing, I really liked all of the characters introduced in The Force Awakens.
Me
I
too.
hated what they did with him after that. The Force Awakens was such a great setup that they just fumbled, and that's the most disappointing part about it. Anyway, yeah. Bud Star Beast,
What's up?
welcome to the stream, my friend. Ever seen Station 11, the TV show? It's sort of a disaster show in the aftermath decades later. I've heard of Station 11. I've never watched it, but every time I hear somebody talk about it, I just hear great things.
It's a great show. It's a great show. The last episode had me in absolute tears. I was broken. Um, it's a great. It's a little artsy fartsy. So there's parts of it that kind of lost me a little bit
Okay.
because it's separated into 3 different timelines. So there's like a timeline with like artsy shit, and I was
Mhm.
like, this is not the artsy shit I like. But the other 2 timelines I was really down for. And by the
Mhm.
time, one of my favorite things, and if you've seen me on live streams or in my reviews, you know, I like when a story has multiple storylines and
Mhm.
they connect together towards the climax.
Yeah.
And the movie does that. The show does that really, really well, and it has
Mhm.
an emotional impact to it.
So the
So
show ended.
yes, it's a limited series. It's not
Oh, okay.
a
How limited is it?
I think it's 7 episodes, 6 episodes, 8 episodes.
Oh,
It's short. It's short. I think it's
that's
hour
almost it.
episodes. That's your pocket, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And also Supercell, I was talking earlier, it's only 6 episodes. So I'm like, oh yes. they're an hour long, but still, I'm like, they're 45 minutes to an hour long.
I have to watch that show. 1, 2. The show is doing really good in streaming, like one of the best streaming numbers of the year for Netflix, which makes me happy because it's Black, written, directed, created, and starring. So I'm really happy about that. So I need to get on it, and I think the episodes are short, right?
I think the first episode is like an hour.
Okay.
They're around like 45 minutes ish.
Somebody told me they were 20 minutes. Okay, so they're like regular length series. Okay.
Regular length, and there's only 6 episodes though, so that kind of helps. Like the reason I haven't finished Fallout is because it's like, is it 8 or 10?
Either 8 or 10 episodes, and some of the episodes are over an hour.
It's like I like the show. I like what I've seen of the show, but my lord, God in heaven, long. Let's see. Hell no, we are not redoing Star Wars. If that ever happened, I would refuse to watch it. Okay, you feel strongly about that. I like to see a remake of the prequels, but keep the original trilogy. You know?
Ooh, if they reset it, would they start with the prequels and then get into the original trilogy, or would they do it the way the OG did it?
I think that you start with the prequels because it would be. It's weird enough that we started with 4, 5, and 6, and then went back to 1, 2, 3. I think you start at 1, 2, 3 this time,
and include the Clone Wars TV show stuff. Add all that in it.
Yeah, that would be and then we have no like Darth Vader at the end of episode 3. 100% yes. We need a new story. Give us Mara Jade, Joanna, and Jason Solo. Zach is talking about rebooting the original trilogy, but what you're talking about is doing more of the extended stuff, and I'm for that as well.
What's the extended stuff? I've heard about this, but I'm not too sure what
I think Mara Jade is. Please don't shoot at me, Star Wars fans. Pretty sure Mara Jade is like Luke's wife.
Okay.
Jason
got married.
Han's child.
Okay, yeah, I see her standing next to Luke with a baby. Mara Jade Skywalker. Yeah.
I just need you to cooperate. I'll be right back.
Oh, this stuff has been in video games too. That's very, very interesting. I didn't realize that. Yeah, they could recanonize the legends. Why not? How about that? Let's just figure out a way to recanonize the legends. I know I've heard Star Wars fans complain about that. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking at it as like these characters have been video games. Why would you decanonize them?
Hey, they
and bring some there's so much they could do if they reboot Star Wars. Like there's video game characters that they can bring in, like from the Jedi Fallen Order and the guy from Force Unleashed. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I like the idea, especially now we're talking about starting from the prequels. So we're gonna follow Anakin from the beginning and see him turn it. I think that would be absolutely amazing. But I digress. Too many people are gonna be hating on it.
Yeah, people will be hating on it. I would like to see it done if there's enough difference in the story.
Yeah,
it can work. You know, so that kind of thing. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna skip down and just shout out some people. Yo, what's up, Zach Mill? How you doing, Zach M? How's life? Zach says, is Han Solo finding the body of Indiana Jones canon? It should be. That would be interesting. It'll be like a Lucasfilm multiverse. So that would be interesting. Also want to shout out CC Clemens, who stopped by. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Do you love me?
Hey to you as well. Skipping back up to the previous comments. There's some hell no's. Yep. Oh yeah. Old Republic. Or Old Republic characters: Raven, Bastilla, Shan Tar Vizsla, creator of the Darksaber. Yeah, that'd be.
I've heard Tar Vizsla before.
Yeah. The only thing I would want them to do is go back to the Old Republic. I agree with that. I want them to go hundreds of years in the past or hundreds of years in the future. Just get out of the Skywalker timeline. Let that
They're
become.
supposed to be doing the biblical epic with Chris Evans with the first Jedi ever. I think that's an interesting idea. Like
That
him
is interesting.
discovering the Force, making the first lightsaber, all that stuff, going through that journey. So to
Yeah,
be like Silence but meet Star Wars, I think that would be dope.
that sounds great, especially with Chris Evans. The power of one, the power of many. That's something from the Acolyte. That is interesting. Jedi are good guys. Maybe they make questionable choices occasionally, but they're not bad guys. Sith are evil, not misunderstood. Um, yeah, I mean, generally, yeah, I would say that. I would say that Jedi are the protagonists mainly, but I'll also say that Jedi have the ability to just pop out and do some terrible things, and then they usually turn into Sith after that. But yeah,
They do too many. They're so rigid in their beliefs that they're thinking they're doing the right thing when now doing the right thing is making bad decisions.
right. And to truth be told, the Jedi are the entire reason why Anakin went to the dark side. It's
Yeah.
their fault. Hey, we have this kid. Oh no, I prophesied that he'll kill us all. Let's bring him on board anyway. I don't know. Maybe let's not do that.
Maybe
Uh,
let him stay where he is
right.
and just let's monitor him and make sure no one else gets him.
Yeah. Also, hey, you're not allowed to love anybody or have any companions or do it or have any attachments and what have you. Oh, so you mean I had to hide my baby mama? And she's sick, so I can't really tell y'all because if I tell y'all, I'll be excommunicated. Even though in Clone Wars, uh, uh, what the hell is his name? Uh, Ben Kenobi has a whole love interest, several, and then you're not allowed to have attachments. But every time another Jedi dies, no, which one is it?
Yeah. It's hypocritical.
Yeah.
That could also be edited if they reboot.
Mhm.
Me stop.
My favorite line from Han Solo. Nope. Favorite line from Obi Wan Kenobi is only a Sith deals in absolutes, which is an absolute. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like anyway, bring Starkiller back. Um, what would what I would like them to do is some of the stuff that's based on Star Wars legacy books that goes back years. Yep, that's pretty much what 80s kid was talking about as well. I don't want them to reboot the original. I don't want them to reboot the original trilogy. This is like bad. Um, okay, I think I pick up what you're putting down. As much as I like the prequels, the midichlorians is just a different kind.
Mm,
Yeah, midichlorians. We're actually mentioning the acolyte this week, which is interesting, which makes sense. It's canon. I read the book that's based on. That's interesting. Wait, Chris Evans is attached? Yes, Chris Evans is a good get in any
yeah.
situation. Do you think Deadpool and Wolverine will be the best comic book movie of 2024? I do, actually. I think I'm gonna say it and it's gonna be said. I think that there's no way in hell that there's a worse, or I think there's no way in hell that that movie's worse than Venom, Madam Web, or uh,
Craven.
Craven. I don't believe it. I had to see it to believe it.
There's no way.
Deadpool could still be bad, right? It could still turn out to be not good. I still think it'd be better than those three. So
I think that it'll make the most money, but I'm betting more that Joker 2 will be a better
I
movie.
forgot about Joker too. Yeah,
Right.
it's possible. It's possible. Um, I've always thought a horror movie set in Star Wars would be interesting. I think that would be really interesting. You got the dark side. You have a whole dark side to mess with, which we kind of only lightly touch on. Like I want to see the darkest darkness of the dark side. Like how,
Yeah, why are they they do basic bad guy shit. They ain't really that dark.
yeah. Real quick, I do want to get in. I had three subjects, so real quick,
Yeah.
I do want to get to the second subject, which
Yeah.
I am popping up on Zach. Once again, he doesn't know any of these subjects, so bear with him. Um, so actually, let me move this up here. She somehow moved the order. Um, so, second thing we want to get into, Zach, be prepared.
Take that
Actually,
down and do it over again.
yeah, can't believe I just did that. Pop out and show niggas. Here we go.
I've done it.
So, in this episode of State of the Franchise MCU, we're going to be talking about quickly the fact that X Men 97 has picked up its season 3 writer. According to IGN, X Men 97 finds season 3 writer. X Men 97 season 3 has found a head writer. And yes, before you say, wait, where was season 2? Work on the second season had already started when former showrunner Bo DeMaio was removed from the project. Head writer Matthew Chauncey will take a stab at crafting season 3, and he already has Marvel credits with What If and Miss Marvel. So now we have our season 3 head writer, a writer who worked on What If as well as Miss Marvel. I'm really interested in seeing how this person's sensibilities will apply to a season 3 of X Men 97 because Bo DeMaio had a very specific vision for what he wanted to do, and season 2's already been executed and pretty much is on its way to us. I think it's probably in like post production or the animation's being done, so on and so forth. So, with that being said, with X Men 93 having its new writer, wrote on Miss Marvel, wrote on What If, how excited are you, or what are your thoughts generally, Zach, about the new writer?
First of all, I'm excited to be a part of State of Franchise. This is
Yay.
iconic. So this is dope. Second, I think I need to see the second season first because I also saw I didn't see this full thing, but I saw that the writer for season 3 was going to be making changes to season 2. So most likely to make sure it bridges to season 3 better. Yeah, I know. I think that I loved season 1 a lot. But I had a major issue where I felt like I was rushing through a lot of
I
it.
agree with that. I can agree with that.
And there's a lot of things happening that like was not addressed, and and obviously season 2 it can be addressed, but I feel like way the X-Men 97 ended, it doesn't feel like it will be because everyone's all over the place.
Yeah.
So I hope this new head writer can take the ideas that DeMaio started because he has a lot of great ideas and kind of make them breathe.
Yeah.
Going into season 2 and then coming into season 3. My only thing is that I like Miss Marvel, but I didn't like it for the writing. I liked it more for the directing and the characters. And then What If, I don't think has the best writing. I think that the scenarios
were up and down.
Yeah, it's very up and down. I don't know what I'm pretty sure he didn't write every episode, so I'm not sure what he wrote. If he wrote the worst episode, he wrote the most mid episode. So I don't know. I have to look that up, and I don't know what episode of
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel he wrote. But so it doesn't give me like the most biggest confidence. Like I don't know what you actually did, but I'm hoping that if Marvel felt like this show is really strong, like the fans love it who have seen it. It's not a streaming juggernaut. Like it doesn't even get in the top 10 of Nielsen, but the people who love it love it. So like make sure that you do it right because it can build more word of mouth. Is like, oh, I heard about this show now. I'll watch season 2.
Yeah.
So
and I'm hoping
he holds.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really hope that Marvel, the head person of Marvel Animation, because Marvel split into 3 segments now, which is Marvel Studios for the movies, Marvel Television for the TV shows, and Marvel Animation for the animated series. And I'm really hoping whoever the head of Marvel Animation understands why we liked X-Men 97. It's not because Cyclops make thing go boom. It's about all of the layers and all of the reasons why we got to those points. It's not, oh, surprise, Gambit had a situation in which his time in the series was shortened. No spoilers. Even though the show is a couple months old now. There's a reason why that was as impactful as it was. Bo DeMaio wasn't just doing things to be doing them. You know?
Yeah.
So even hearing that this new writer is going to be making changes, it makes me nervous because I trusted in Bodemeyer's vision so much that because he earned it, he earned that.
Yeah,
From me. I never
yeah,
heard of the gentleman before the show,
me neither.
so he earned that from me. So because of that, I'm kind of like, hey, don't touch his baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but and even if he wanted to make changes for season three, cool. That's your right. You're the writer. But I would like to follow Bo's vision. I would like to see it through because that gives me a little bit of trepidation, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, season two is on its way. I'm assuming it'll be here next year, and
yeah,
we're so far off from season three that hopefully we at least get two good seasons, and hopefully season two wraps up in a way like we were talking about before with the Batman that even if season three were to suck, we could still have season one and two as a complete story, and then
yeah.
something weird or different with season three. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know, guys, what you think in the chat. If you're watching this video after the stream, let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, so let's go back to the chat. Cool beans. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry the pop out and show random subjects to you.
No
Um,
worries.
I do have one
Fun.
more. We'll get to it. What is it? Hour and 16 minutes. Okay. So I don't know how long you want to go. I know you got off work. So maybe we'll go to like an hour 45. If that works for you, just let me know. Send me a message. Hey, look, no. Um,
When I'm starting to run on fumes, I'm like, yo, I got it.
okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Where were we at? Chris Evans being attached, Deadpool. Always saw the horror movie. Said, "Yep, I totally agree with that." Okay, I think this is the next thing. And there's one trilogy I would really like them to do into a movie, make into a movie. It's called the Darth Bane trilogy, but I think they won't be able to do it because it's so boring and graphic. Well, I definitely don't think that they're going to want to do something boring. I think by boring, maybe you mean like it's slow. It's very steadily paced. Like it's not like this
Slow burn.
action. Yeah, it's a slow burn. Thank you so much. I was looking for that. Um, and graphic is great. We love graphic around here.
Just get some
Um,
R-rated Star Wars. Why not? They have
yeah,
lightsabers that can chop through stuff.
yo, I like so Star Wars. People have said Star Wars is for kids. People have said that the MCU is for kids. There's a lot of decapitations and limb loss in
Yeah.
those franchises for you to just claim it's for kids. Every movie, somebody's losing a limb in Star Wars.
Leg,
Um,
arm, foot.
yeah, yeah, left, right, left, right. Like they burned Anakin Skywalker to, and you saw the whole thing.
Lava. And you saw it. Oh my god.
You
And it
saw
was
all.
horrible.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, maybe they will do it because I know that that's a character. I've heard Darth Bane a lot.
Me too.
I heard of Star Wars fans talk about Darth Bane a lot. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm interested in anything new. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
The Sith. Oh yeah. I caught you. Yep. Adapt Splinter of the Mind's Eye. I know I've heard of that book. I've never read it myself. Bearbags, hi to Mr. Milne. Okay. Oh, so Zach is probably going on live. I didn't know Zach was going on live tonight. So, yeah. Yeah, the X-Men 97 news is so disheartening. Disheartening. Bo got done dirty. Yeah, it definitely feels like it. I
Still don't know why he's
yeah,
got
we still
ousted.
don't know why. Which at this point, like you kind of feel like in this day and age, you're always going to find out eventually.
Yeah.
But it's been so long that I don't know if we actually are.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. And he's not attached to do anything new. He's
Yeah.
also not getting like vitriol on Twitter either. It's really interesting. He must have did something
Hmm.
and they were like, yo, we're going to hide it as long as we can because we like you, but we
Yeah.
also can't have you around.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that sucks. But I mean, I think one of the best things Bo DeMaio did, at least for us for the fans, is he continued to interact with fans about the show without really showing any kind of like vitriol towards Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, which might be a NDA kind of thing. Like, hey, you don't make embarrass us. We won't say anything about you.
Embarrass you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't tell no lies about us. We won't tell truth
So,
about you.
I would really like to see them do one of my favorite trilogy book series of Star Wars, the Darth Vader. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. He
what do you-
meant gory. No, so graphic and gory and violent. So he probably wasn't saying boring.
oh,
Um,
grab, gotcha. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay, I'm back. Wait, what happened? Oh, nothing much. We just talked about Darth Bane coming up. Greetings. Hey, what's up, T? Have you seen that with T? Is the
I got
man the
you.
B and C? He likes iced tea unsweetened. I don't know that actually, but I hope that you do like sweet iced tea. Yeah, I put like a pound of sugar in this iced tea I made yesterday. Like
Oh my god.
it was like a
Like
whole pitcher.
Kool-Aid.
I just like, man, I had to make it right.
He's trying to make it right.
What's up, T? How's it going, man? All people saying hi to each other. I just woke up from a serious nap. Tried to watch Garfield with the family and passed out. Sheesh. I mean, you're a hardworking man.
Yeah.
So maybe you pass out because it's boring. Maybe you pass out because it's not good. I don't know. Just popping in. Y'all have a good night. You have a good night too, T. Great seeing you here. Thanks for stopping by. Um, hey, what's up, TJ?
Hey.
We were just talking about you earlier. Hello, hello. I'm just popping into no Kendrick Lamar. Gotcha. Yo, man, good to see you, dude. Wow, not one vote for Ahsoka. I'll share the results in the Discord. Okay. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Probably a
He
vote that you put
probably
in.
on his community tab. Yeah.
Yeah. Try not to say anything else about X-Men 7. Trying to. I'm going to be watching it next year when I
Yeah.
get. Well, collecting movie man. I can't guarantee you that we won't talk in a spoiler fashion about anything on the streams. I understand that you like might not see it in the next year. I know we're not necessarily going to be. I mean, unless another question comes up, I can't really guarantee that. You might have to like mute for a little bit, but I can't hold the conversation here hostage because you haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
I'm gonna talk something about spoilers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 90 days is a good enough time, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
after 90 days, that's 3 months of
Yeah.
something coming, finishing, like after the end, like not the first episode, but
Right.
like the last episode came out
Mm-hmm.
and 3 months has passed since the last episode come out. If there's spoilers, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even me who don't like spoilers, who's late on things, I can't get mad. Like I
Yeah.
just got spoiled on something in the boys,
Uh,
right? And
yeah.
but I can't get mad. I haven't started it. Like
Right.
that's not, and they all drop all the episodes, so like I can't get mad at it.
I saw a
You know,
spoiler
so
for episode 4 of House of the Dragon. I was like, damn.
yeah,
And the reason, like, House of the Dragon is very different because people talk about it on the internet.
yeah,
It's they live tweet or thread or wherever you're at about it.
yeah,
So the fact that I was on Sunday night trying to look at whatever else, like that's my fault. Like I should
yeah.
have known better. But I do also hate spoilers. I'm not big on
Me
spoilers.
too.
I have more, especially on the internet. I have more of like a 24-hour rule, especially for a show that's super popular. But
Yeah,
even if I do have that rule, here's what I do. Spoiler alert for House of the Dragon. And then I say what I have to say, right?
yeah.
And then I don't do the spoiler alert thing and then add an image because what does your mind go to first or what do your eyes go to first? It goes to the image first. I can't stand when people put spoiler alert and then put an image. My eyes
You
want
didn't
to,
read the spoiler alert?
right. It's like, no, bro, what are you talking about? That's it. Messed up my spelling. That's all good, man. We all mess up spelling. Star Wars original trilogy was aimed at 12-year-olds, but it grew up with them until they were 18. Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's a
Star
lot of.
Wars grown up?
I think it's fun. Well, obviously, Star Wars is fun, but in Empire Strikes Back, they cut Luke's hand off, right, like in front
Yeah,
of everybody, and his hand, like, is very visible. Like they just cut it right off.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, that's a lot. Bo had a Bo had an OnlyFans and Disney didn't like it. I've heard that. I don't.
Mm,
I haven't like until that's like confirmed. I don't really.
yeah.
I can't
I don't
really
want
say
to put that on
that's
him.
the reason for sure.
Yeah,
But it's possible. I could see Disney being like that. At the same time, like Disney has to know. that they work with people in all kinds of lifestyles by this point. But who knows?
Yeah.
Or 21. Gotcha. Um, oh yeah, what I do? What did we? Why did I bring you up? We were talking about. Oh, you were talking about Horizon, with us in our chat. Yeah, and you're mentioning the fact that Horizon splits out into 4 stories and it's supposed to come in one. Yeah, we were just referencing you for giving us that information. Question: do you have any hot toys? I don't. I wish I had enough money to get hot toys, but at this
Yeah.
point, the situation is out of control. I tried. I tried to let it go. Anyway, that's Usher. Um, so if I spoil something about House of the Dragon in 3 months, you won't get mad? No, not at all.
After the last episode.
After the last 3 months after the last episode, absolutely not. 3 months. I should have watched it. Like that. I would appreciate it if you were to say, "Hey, spoiler," and then say, but because that gives me opportunities to opt out. But if you start posting spoilers, I mean, what am I going to do about it? I was 7 when I first saw the original Star Wars. I don't know what age I was. I know I had all 3 of the original trilogy on VHS. I borrowed it from my aunt and never gave it back. So I definitely saw it when I was young too.
I watched Star Wars later in life. I was probably a teenager by the time I saw it.
Do you think that has an impact on how you think and feel about it?
Yeah, 1000%. Like I was saying earlier, the nostalgia aspect of it, and also the whole I've never seen this before aspect of it, really affects it. So like Indiana Jones and all these older franchises that were revolutionary back in the day, like Indiana Jones up the adventure genre, you know what I mean? But I've seen other adventure stories before I watched Indiana Jones, so it's not as impressive to me,
right?
As everybody that's like, oh, this is amazing, how could you not? Like, okay, cool story, bro. Like, I know you think it's amazing, but I don't. I didn't even, so stuff like that, or even like Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings, when I watched Fellowship of the Ring, I was like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, if I saw this when it first came out, this would be my favorite movie.
Right.
But since I've seen so much other things, it's a little different. So
yeah. I'm gonna answer this question from Bud Star Beast. I was just like saying that. And then we'll go into our final topic, and then we'll just take more questions. Speaking of spoilers, you ever intentionally spoil something for yourself? I like it sometimes and try to act like a detective, figuring out how they got to that point from the beginning. I am a part. My one of my best friends has something called the Blackout Congregation, which is he watches the first trailer of something that's coming out, and he doesn't watch anything after that. Pardon me. He don't want to hear it. He don't want to talk about it. He want to see an article. He don't want to see a picture. He don't want to see an image. Set pictures. I was a part of the Blackout Congregation for a long time, and I still have some of those tendencies. I don't want to be spoiled at all. And speaking of that friend, he's literally just joined the chat. Octavius Newman, who is the leader of the Blackout Congregation, has a podcast called Comic Book Junto, who just put out its comeback episode out, I want to say 2 days ago. Check out Comic Book Junto. I'll leave the link in the description of this video, and I'll try to find the link to put in the chat.
Is Junto Junto?
Yep, Comic Book Junto. Yeah, it's a phenomenal podcast. I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. It is actually a really good podcast. This most recent episode was essentially about not feeling like you have to engage in everything just because it's out. Like you can be a Star Wars fan, you can be a Marvel fan. Thank you. Yeah, you can be a Star Wars fan, you can be a Marvel fan. I don't think it's up on YouTube yet. But yeah, you can be a Star Wars fan, you can be a Marvel fan, you can be any kind of fan. But if you're not enjoying it, don't feel the need to just continue to engage with it. There's plenty of other things to do in life than to engage with stuff that you're not enjoying just because it has a brand name on it. But yeah, so Yeah. So yeah, I never intentionally spoil anything for myself. I try to
Yeah.
stay away from it. I remember one time I was in Robert Meyer Burnett's live stream when the Force Awakens was coming out, and somebody in the chat. This was not a spoiler chat. This was the night before the movie came out. Apparently, they had seen it in the UK, and they're like, "Man, I was so upset when Han Solo died. I was like,
Oh my
oh
god.
God." And you know what the worst thing about those experiences are is when you have something spoiled for you, you want to like talk to somebody about the fact that you're upset that you're being spoiled about something, but you can't
Yeah.
talk about it because you'll spoil it for them. Like so
Exactly.
it's like you gotta hold this pain into yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just gotta hold it in.
yep. It says I collect movie man says I saw Indiana Jones when I was I think 14. I saw Indiana Jones when I was 0, but I still have not seen
When I was zero.
it. I saw people are gonna be so upset. I saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I think that's what that one's called. And I saw the most recent one, and those are the only Indiana Jones movies I've seen. I've
Oh
actually
wow.
only seen scenes from the other ones and thought I had saw those movies. Yeah. So back to my friend Octavius. He says, "I think Deadpool and Wolverine be the MCU's first R-rated movie. Other than Blade, what else do you think the MCU should give an R-rated treatment to?" That's
Mm,
a good one. If you do a solo Wolverine movie, well, I guess that's part of that. It should be R rated.
yeah.
Um, I would like. You don't need to do this, but an R rated Daredevil, where he's really giving the fisticuffs to Kingpin. I think Moon Knight is another one uh,
Yeah.
that has potential for an R rating.
Yeah.
Um,
That show should have been mature.
yeah, that show should have been a lot bloodier than it was. Um, who do you think? You have any other
I
characters?
think I think Midnight Suns should be
Yeah,
everybody that's a part of Midnight Suns should be R rated.
yeah,
The next Doctor Strange should be R rated. Anybody that's a part of that team, Werewolf by Night, you said Moon Knight,
mm,
Blade, who else is a part of that?
Ghost
Wolverine's a
Rider.
part of it. Ghost Rider has to be R rated. There's no
Yeah,
way you do a PG-13
and devoid of
Ghost Rider.
Nicolas Cage. Let's get. We love
Yeah,
Nick
no.
Cage, but let's get him out of
Let's get no Nick Cage. Maybe a multiverse mentioning
here.
he comes in like, hey, but
Yeah,
no, not let's not bring him back.
right.
I would love Ryan Gosling or
Mhm.
Keanu Reeves. I think both of them would be really, really strong as Ghost Riders, or they both can be Ghost Rider because it's multiple. Um, but yeah, I think those are the characters that need it. There's certain characters that just need it. The more
Yeah.
darker characters that are more violent, they're planning to do a Wanda movie now.
Hmm.
That should be R rated. I
Yeah.
think if you're really gonna, because it should be centered around the witches. It should bring in some of the werewolves and the monsters. Like we saw Agatha all along. We're
Right.
seeing like vampires and possession. Let's make it R rated. Let's not do a PG version of that.
There's a character named Night Thrasher. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yeah, yes, I
He
am
character
whooping that
visually,
ass.
yeah, whooping
He's
ass.
part of New Warriors. Oh man,
Yeah,
yes.
he could definitely be R rated. I would love to see that because the last comic run I read of Night Thrasher was really good. It was really short lived because personally, I think it was very like people just didn't like the fact that he was beating up corrupt cops.
Mm,
So maybe that's part of
climax.
it. But Night
Yeah,
Thrasher is definitely it. Um, I don't know who else. Who else around here? But yeah, I think those are good choices for sure.
yeah. For
Uh,
Marvel alone, yeah, there's tons. If they ever do Valiant, all those comics should be R
oh yeah,
rated.
yeah.
And
Violent
do it right because they,
is R rated anyway. Like those comics
yeah,
are wild.
yeah. So they should do that. Someone needs to go in there because I know they try to do Bloodsport with Vin Diesel. Someone needs to go in there and like be a Kevin Feige for that. That would be a great franchise to bring up.
Yeah,
Exo Man of War and all that stuff.
I think we covered everybody.
A good amount, yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered most of it. But yeah, yeah, that's a
Venom should be R rated, bro.
Venom
Like,
should be already. I agree. Um, yeah. What's your favorite Christopher Lloyd film? I guess Back to the Future.
who's that? Oh, that guy. I
Doc
don't know who that
Doc
is.
Brown.
Christopher Lloyd. I don't know who that is. I never watched Back to the Future, so
My heart.
Let's see. He's been in Back to the Future trilogy, Addams Family, Nobody. Okay, he was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, he was the judge.
Anastasia, Clue. He's been a lot.
Yeah, he got a long
good track record. Oh, he was in Self Reliance that came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
So for the movies that I've seen,
he was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I haven't seen that yet, but you did a great review on that.
Thank you.
It's got to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, he's a beast in that. He's great.
Yeah.
He's also in Star Trek 3, the movie, like from the 80s.
The film. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly, Kenny. I'm so tired of the stereotypes that think, oh, I'm a Star Wars fan, which means I have to buy everything Star Wars, even characters from a show I don't like. Thoughts? Yeah, totally agree with that. I can guarantee I'm not going to be getting any Acolyte action figures. Actually, the Stranger, the guy with the weird mask thing, he's pretty cool.
His design is fire.
Yeah, I'm tired of Star Wars giving us great designs for characters and then wasting them. Yeah.
Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, and now the Stranger look amazing.
Yeah. Full R-rated Werewolf by Night would be great. Oh, also, there's a character which one of my friends who is a champion of this character. I see that you have a Swamp Thing. Is that Swamp Thing or Creature from the Black Lagoon? I see that you have a Swamp Thing avatar. His favorite character is Man Thing. And Man Thing would be a great R-rated
in Werewolf by Night. Yeah, that'd be great.
He was great in Werewolf by Night too. TJ says, "Preach, Kenny. I never understood that. I've seen grifters talk about something that they clearly don't like, but still gave the products the time and day. I understand the money, but at what cost?" Yeah. If you don't like something, eject. So hey, you got your emoji. So Kenny Sparks and Zach, if you haven't watched House of the Dragon by November 4th, because the last episode is August 4th.
He's giving us a deadline.
Okay, all right.
That's funny. Hey, I respect it.
Yo, fantastic. What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Yo, man. I want to give him a flowers, man. I was just watching his latest review for The Beginners. I think that's the name of the movie. A movie I actually want to watch. I saw the trailer for. He's really good at review. Like, he's really good at like detailed reviews, breaking down the characters, giving why the themes work for him and everything. Yeah, check out his reviews, man.
Yeah. This dude is one of the hardest working dudes. I know you say Purpose is the hardest working dude. This dude I also put up there was one of the hardest working YouTubers on YouTube, or movie tubers on YouTube. Yeah. I did a Meet the Movie Tubers with him, and it was just a fantastic conversation. Fantastic.
Great episode.
Speaking of which, I'm currently editing. TJ, I did not forget about you. I know we filmed our episode like over a month ago. I got sick twice, and it was really difficult. But our episode of Meet the Movie Tubers is on the way. I was hoping to have it done by today, but stuff just kept happening. I am hoping to have it done by next week. It should be premiering next Wednesday. I don't believe in promising things because you never know, but my goal is to have it out by next Wednesday. Wait, Star Wars is a real Marvel movie? I'm not sure what you mean by SW is a real Marvel.
Secret Wars, maybe?
Oh, Secret Wars. I'm sorry. I didn't read this comment. I wouldn't be mad if Avengers 5 or 6 were already. I wouldn't be mad either. I don't think they'll go that route, but let me just say, I would be happy with that if it made sense for the movie, but they want the kids in the theater.
That's how they make the money.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are y'all predictions for Captain America: Brave New World? I don't know what to think about it. I will say this: I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see what it's going to be about. I'm excited to see Anthony Mackie have that leading role, taking the forefront. Because it's one thing to have your own Disney Plus show. It's not like I don't think people really. Let me not say that because that's a little too belittling. But the difference between starring in your own movie and starring in a TV show or a Disney Plus show. Like I know TV is like prestige TV now, but still,
Yeah.
a movie is different,
When you
right?
become a movie star, it's different. Even if you're like a TV show prestige star, it's
Yeah,
not the same.
and that's what I think. Like the benefit of him having his own movie is you got 2 hours to tell a story, and that should be good. I'm really hopeful for it.
Yo, you ever like have a project that you're just like irrationally like rooting for? Like this is my
Yeah,
one. Like I am very hyped for this movie. Everything I've heard about it so far makes me hyped for it.
yeah,
I haven't heard one bad thing. I'm not too familiar with the writer or the director, so that's
mm,
the only worries.
yeah,
But I'm really excited to see Anthony Mackie like do his first Avenger, like because this is gonna be his first Avenger.
yeah,
Hopefully, we were not expecting a Winter Soldier for his first movie. This is a reset. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Or like I guess Falcon and Winter and Falcon and Winter is like a bridge into the first Avenger, so I don't even account that. This is like his first array officially as Captain America,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna have Bucky to lean on. He's gonna be interacting with his own set of characters. He has
Mhm.
Harrison Ford to act against, which is a great thing.
Yep.
And
And
they're gonna be
Danny Ramirez is going to be in it too.
they already showed him as Falcon, so he's gonna have his own. That whole relationship of him having his own Falcon is gonna be interesting.
Yo, seeing them both fly together, I think
Those could be the
awesome.
action sequences can be
Yeah.
amazing, and they're reshooting all those action sequences because they want them to be top tier. So I'm already excited about that.
Do you remember the action scenes from Falcon and Winter Soldier, specifically like the opening scene?
That first
And
episode,
oh my god, I was like, this is amazing. And not to mention the final episode.
yo, the final episode action
Oh,
sequence was insane.
yo,
That bridge shit,
yeah.
where he opens his wings on the bridge and then comes back. I was like, okay, y'all
Like
got
I
me.
love when he was going up against the helicopter in the last episode. And one of the things I really like about his Captain America that's different from Steve Rogers is that he be talking shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the last episode, it was like I remember him like he almost got hit by the helicopter. He's like, "That's your ass," and then he was going after. I was like, "Yo, this is a different Cap. This is dope."
But Anthony Mackie's like that in real life, so they really need to take the element. See, the thing is, like with Chris Evans' Cap, they took the elements of him in real life,
Yeah,
and really expounded on it. They need to do that with Anthony Mackie. He's funny, he talks a lot,
yep,
and that's how he's charismatic, and that's how you make the difference. Like,
yeah,
and it's not like it's gonna be a thing where like, oh, where does this come from? His character's always been like that. He's just been the side character. Now,
and the new suit I like a lot.
yes,
That the most recent still image I like a lot.
I like a lot.
So,
They're gonna have both. It looks like he's gonna have 3 different suits in the movie.
which is
So I'm excited. I want him to have the comic suit like
great.
he had in the show, but just more form fitting.
Yeah,
And more stylized.
I have that whole run or the whole first part of that first run.
Yeah,
I'm not ready yet. I got to read it.
I was reading it weekly, and I really liked it because he was more of like a neighborhood Captain America, like Spider-Man. He was protecting his neighborhood, and he's originally from like Harlem in the comics. They moved him to Louisiana because that's where Anthony Mackie's from.
Yep.
Let's do that. We never get anything in the South in MCU. Let's get that flavor in there. It will be completely different.
And you talking about Louisiana, you talking about flavor.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But yeah, guys, if you want to see more of Falcon, or I'm sorry, Captain America beforehand, check out the complete collection. You can find it on Amazon of Captain America. Sam Wilson Cap. That's very thick. There's a lot in there.
One thing I'll say about his character is that they try to change when Steve Rogers came back. They did the whole double team thing, and then they did the thing where they tried to turn him back to just Falcon, and fans got upset. Like,
as they should.
Wrote letters, and they were like, "Oh, okay, y'all like this? Let's keep him as Cap."
Yeah.
And now they have Steve Rogers Captain America, Sam Wilson Captain America. And they both have to be Cap. That's like when they try to change Miles to Spidey and all this other stuff because they're like, "Oh, we want him to have his own name." No, he's Spider-Man.
He is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep. Zach, did you see what I posted on your top 10 2024 list?
I have to check. I can't do that right now, but I'll check.
Check after the stream, buddy. It's Swamp Thing. Yes, Man Thing was also one I thought of. If DC won't do Swamp Thing, actually DC is doing Swamp Thing. There's
Yeah. What's his name?
the
What's the director
uh,
of
uh,
Logan?
James Mangold.
Yeah, James Mangold's doing Swamp Thing.
Yeah, he's doing Swamp Thing show for under the new James Gunn.
No, it's a movie.
Is it a? I thought it was a show.
No,
If
it's
if it's
a
a movie,
R-rated movie.
better. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I see you're back.
Oh shoot, we just talking about this damn movie, and the trailer's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I was really curious about that because they're going to Comic Con. So why would they release it tomorrow? Is Comic
Yeah.
Con tomorrow?
No,
I don't think so. Right?
I think it's after Deadpool Wolverine already happens.
Not only that, but it's like they
I
also
think
have
they
to do
wanted to
something.
have it in front of Deadpool Wolverine because they know mad people are about to go watch this movie. Everyone's gonna see the trailer.
Yeah. I wonder what the post credit scene is going to be for Deadpool and Wolverine.
This movie has so much to do.
X-Men related. Yeah. I hope.
Kevin Feige said this is the beginning of the official X-Men in the MCU. Don't say that. And look,
yeah,
this is one thing. Don't tell me something and then it's like when y'all was like, oh, what's it? Multiverse of Madness is the Winter Soldier. Don't do that.
right.
Because I have expectations. Don't tell me this is the X-Men and I'm expecting new X-Men now. And then it's like, oh, never mind.
In 10 years.
Yeah, word.
They'll be back when Shang-Chi comes back.
Damn.
But yeah, I am excited for it. Hey, I'm doing very well. Glad you enjoyed the late bloomers review, Zach. We'll have more coming soon. Check out Epictastic Joshua's channel. He is a fantastic reviewer, as is this next gentleman, TJ Billups. Cool, all good. So appreciate you, Kenny, for the Meet the Movie Tubers. Yep, absolutely, man. I'm excited for it. So, real quick before we finish up and just do a bunch more conversation, I'm going to switch gears and go to our final topic, which is going to be a little bit different. Let me actually take it'll be different. Which is going to be a little bit different from the previous two topics. If I can get my life right. Okay. So starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm black, and you didn't know it. No. So, guys, we all know that there is a Cannes Film Festival, which I used to call Cannes Film Festival. There's a Sundance Film Festival. There's South by Southwest. There's all kinds of film festivals. Well, there's actually a new one, and it's taking place, you guessed it, behind bars. The San Quentin Film Festival is starting up. It's a brand new film festival. And essentially, the San Quentin Film is the first ever film festival held inside a prison. I'm sorry, the San Quentin Film Festival, the first ever film festival held inside a prison, has named its inaugural industry jury, which includes Jeffrey Wright, Billy Crudup, Mary Louise Parker, and more. The festival takes place October 10th and 11th at the San Quentin Rehabilitation Center in Northern California. Will highlight short films and pitches from current and former incarcerated filmmakers in front of a jury made up of entertainment industry artists and executives. Separately, an inside jury made up of current incarcerated people will judge narrative and documentary feature films about the prison experience made by filmmakers who have never served prison time. Secondly, and that was from Variety, from Hollywood Reporter, who gives a little bit more information. While he was incarcerated at San Quentin, festival co-director Rashawn Thomas directed a short documentary, Friendly Signs, which screened at this year's Atlanta Film Festival. He says, I learned to become a filmmaker while I was incarcerated using donated equipment, said Thomas, who is co-host and producer of the award-winning Ear Hustle podcast. My experience happened through opportunities that rarely come to incarcerated people. That's why I'm committed to making this opportunity available for others. And the reason why I had the Sing Sing uh, poster there is because one of the films that is going to be shown there is going to be the new Sing Sing, is going to
Nice.
be the new Netflix film Sing Sing, which stars, man, uh,
Coleman Domingo.
which stars Coleman Domingo. See, I can edit that right there. Which stars Coleman Domingo, and I haven't seen the movie. I know I feel like it's available on Netflix now, but it is definitely a movie I want to take a look at because Coleman Domingo's in it, and it looks really good. So yeah, this is a little bit of a different from our pop culture kind of news. I was really inspired when I saw this because I was as I was looking through for some news stories, I came across this. I was like, yo, this is really cool. People sometimes all lump people who have been incarcerated into a single batch of the worst
Hmm.
human beings possible. People serve prison time for a lot of reasons. And even if someone has done something that is heinous and has like led them into prison, prison should be about reforming human beings, not only punishment, right?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that the co-director of this film festival is a former incarcerated person who learned the skill and the art of filmmaking through donated equipment, and now he's turning around to do the same for people who are also incarcerated. And
Very
yeah,
positive.
it's great. You got Jeffrey Wright, who's going to be there as a judge. I mean, who better to be on a judgment team or judgment jury than Jeffrey Wright, Billy Crudup as well. I'm really
Yeah.
excited for this. I know it's taking place in California, so I'm definitely not going to make it. But I would love to see some of the things that come out of this. And I thought it was just a really positive story for people who more likely don't get a lot of positive news coming out about people who are in prison. So, Zach, with that, I know I just threw that at you. What do you think about that?
Look, all the news stories that you had so far, I was like, all right, I know this stuff. This, when you started, I was like, huh? What? Festival Jail? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But the more you read about it, the more I was on board. This is amazing.
Hmm.
The power of film, like I'm all about reform and not just putting people in a hole and then putting them back in society and now they're worse than when you put them in there, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's give them opportunities to better themselves. You might give people who didn't lack resources and education. That's why they're in jail.
Hmm.
Um, the opportunity to get resources and education and an opportunity to do something and feel special. The fact that they're going to be able to talk and judge films that are about people who are making prison experience films that never been in prison. I think that's
Right.
important because they'd be
Yeah.
like, that's not real. That's not how it is.
Right.
You're doing an inaccurate representation of what it's like to be in here, whether you're showing it to be worse or better than it actually is.
Yeah.
And I think the whole like them having an opportunity to meet people and maybe there might be creatives in there. And when that person gets out, or even they might not need to get out, they might have an opportunity to write or direct or produce or do something. I think this is a great idea overall. I see no negatives really.
Mm.
It might be obviously there might be like a safety concern, or is everything to be safe in the situation? But
Yeah.
other than that, I think they wouldn't do it if that was a big concern.
Right.
And to have big names like that, like a Coleman Domingo, who's part of Sing Sing. This Sing Sing movie, which is A24,
Hmm.
is the front runner for Oscar next. Like all the front run prediction people are predicting this is going to win Best Picture, and
I can
Coleman
ask.
Domingo will be up for Best Actor.
Hmm.
So like that's big for them to be able to see that film because that film is about kind of like this, like someone being in jail and creating a program for these people in the jail to do something and be more positive. So
Yeah.
I love this. I think it's an amazing idea. I love that our people are in the forefront of it.
Yep.
I love that someone that was incarcerated is in the forefront of it and
Yep.
kind of bringing it back. Because a lot of times people leave a situation or space, whether it's jail, their neighborhood, or a job, and don't come back
Right.
and give game to everybody. And I love when I see people do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my
And,
full thoughts on that.
and it gives you opportunity to leave prison with like a skill, especially in filmmaking. And one of the things I read in the Hollywood Reporter article was one of the motivations behind it was to allow for those those incarcerated people to be in rooms that they wouldn't be in otherwise because of their status, because of
Yep.
their societal like status. So I'm really happy to hear about this. I really want to see these films. Like that's as a movie fan, I really want to see what they came up with, and I also want to see like what the inside jury, the prisoners or the incarcerated folks who are judging the films from people who were never incarcerated. I really want to see those like judgments as well. So I'm interested in this a lot.
I have a little bit of a catch-22. So I said all that positive shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
One side of the coin, I want this to grow. Like I wanted to be able to be stability and to grow. But when things grow, they get co-opted. So I'm scared it becomes a thing where people who don't have the best intentions take control of it and turn it into something else that's not supposed to be. So that's all I'm worried about. But right now, as is, this is a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, 100%. And I think those trepidations are valid for sure. So here we go. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments if you're in the chat right now, but also if you're after the chat and you're seeing this as I clip this out, let me know what your thoughts are on the San Quentin Film Festival, whether or not you are interested in seeing the films that are coming out. And yeah, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, let's go back to the chat. We got 16 comments from what I can see. So yeah. Well, let's go back up to the top where we missed out. So yeah, that's our final. As she comes back.
So the Taylor was like, she's I'm gonna respect you as you do your topic, but I'm coming back as soon as it's done.
She literally hopped up. I saw her in my periphery. I'm like, you better not come through while I'm closing this out. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's our final story for tonight. I thought it was a little bit different and really, to me, inspirational in a lot of ways. Okay, here we go. Hey, Zach, I wanted to ask you, are you going to check out my American Sniper review, my other reviews I've done, and my pickups from the June video?
I'm going to check out some of those. I'm probably not going to check out the American Sniper because I haven't seen that film, so I don't think that review will do much for me. But your other stuff, I'm definitely going to check out. Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I'm catching up on a bunch of people's videos. Yep. I've watched some TJ videos. I have Dark Room coming up soon. So a lot of you guys will be seeing comments from me on your videos.
Awesome. Don't forget to leave your questions. Good night, everyone. P.S. I was referring to Scarlet Witch. Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Darkroom? How you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Yo, TJ, people saying hi to each other. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, last episode of Captain America Winter Soldier was really good. The bridge scene was insane. I agree. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm going to rewatch Falcon Winter. I think I'm going to rewatch it, too, because there's a lot of good stuff in that show.
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
It should have been every episode drop at the same time because I binged it with my mom. It was a much better experience watching it all at once instead of watching it spaced out.
I have a really large suspicion that Moon Knight will also be a much better watch if I watch it all at once.
Yeah, I agree.
Comic-Con starts on the day Deadpool goes in the theaters. That's going to be a big day.
Yeah, it's a big weekend.
These two things, they super team. What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Kyle?
Man? Kyle said, hey, everyone. People saying, what's up to Kyle? TJ in the building. Yep. Dipset. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, that idea rules. We need to support prisoners with reformation, not punishment. Art truly does have the power to change lives. 1,000%. I love it. Yeah. People saying, what's up? Dark Room. TJ says, San Quentin Film Festival sounds interesting. I'm glad y'all brought this into the spotlight. I'm really looking forward to Sing Sing. I believe it drops August 2nd worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was on Netflix already. I have no idea.
It might be a different film you're thinking about. That's similar.
Yeah. If Sing Sing shows near me, I'm going to see it. That's great. Great to hear.
Oh, yeah. A24 is hard depending on where you live.
Yeah, that's true. I believe it's playing in New York right now. Zach.
Really?
Come on, man. You should be giving us a review on Sing Sing.
Bruh, I'm looking right now. Loading up. Regal's loading up right now.
Kenny and Zach, what are the top 5 things you would do if you went to LA? Oh, I would go to a Lakers game for sure. Go see Brian and Bronny run the
You ain't seeing Bronny.
No, not at all.
That man's in the G League.
Yeah, anyway, where he shall remain. Well, not forever. I hope he comes out, but I would say definitely go to a Lakers game. I don't want to go to a Clippers game. Definitely go to a Lakers game. Probably go to a Rams or Chargers game at their stadium because their stadium's incredible. And let's see what else. What else is there? Definitely go eat some Mexican food for sure. That I'm definitely going to do. Probably like I don't know. What else is there to do in LA? Go to a beach for sure.
Universal Studios.
They do, don't they? They have. I think they have Disneyland out there.
Yeah,
the world is in Florida. I think land is out in California. So I'll definitely check out Disneyland. Yeah.
Go to the Hollywood sign is one. That's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely go to a Lakers game. I think that's dope. Oh, I would like to go on lot tours, like Warner Brothers lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Disney, all the lots. So that's one. Obviously go to like Universal Studios.
Yep.
And like you try out the food, man. I hear so much great things about LA food, especially when it comes to like people of color food, Mexican, Jamaican, etc.
Yeah,
I would love to try out the food. Just eat a lot.
I think that we would have to. You couldn't wear that shirt in LA because it's red.
So no, go. I am wearing all black. Well, I can't even wear all black like that. I gotta be careful with that too.
You do?
Yeah, there's a gang.
That's my default.
You just gotta be careful. We don't got no flags. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we're civilians out here.
We're civilians.
So yeah, praying to the heavens that Coleman Domingo wins an Oscar. He is criminally underrated actor. I 1000% agree. He was great in Euphoria. He was great in that Zola movie.
You see that?
Yeah, that movie was fantastic. He's great in everything I've ever seen of him.
Yeah. Oh, he was great in what's it called? What's the remake musical Color Purple?
He was great in The Color Purple. He was scarily great. I definitely think it's a good idea too. Awesome. Sparker Chicka and Attack NECA.
I don't like the way he said my name. What the heck is the
Don't ask me why. I will refrain. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of intrigued by these films also. That's awesome. It's good to hear. That tail was on some Jaws type stuff.
To tell your cat.
Oh yeah. She's been showing out all episode, all night. Mama Zach. Oh, Mama Zach made him respect the Falcon salute. That she has to tell you about it.
She loves Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Falcon's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
He should be Captain Falcon, but I think that's taken.
Will sue immediately.
That is literally the only character I use in
Smash.
Yeah, and I only do the Falcon Punch. I'm not good at Smash Brothers.
Well, you got one thing I gotta say though, like people respect, as East Coast people, we say pause, right? Yeah. People respect Nintendo so much and love that game so much. No one says pause or anything when someone says, "You want to play Smash Brothers? You want to Smash?" No one says anything about it.
You know, I've never thought about that
because we respect.
Never even considered it. That is hilarious. Zach, check AMC Lincoln Square 13 for Sing Sing. Dang, my man from Chicago telling you where in New York to go see it.
Facts.
That's what's up.
You can't go to your regular theater. You got to go to AMC.
That's what's up. Yeah, you should go to AMC because it's better. I don't know. Man, just up to the Clippers. Low key. Oh yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I don't want to go to a Clippers game. Like, here's the thing. We talk next year. The Clippers are going into the season with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden
and Westbrook.
And no, they're looking to get rid of Westbrook for some strange reason. The Nuggets want Westbrook, which is I don't understand that move. Even though like Westbrook's not like a terrible player, he's just such a unique fit for any team that it's kind of like
Yeah,
Denver.
he's very erratic.
Yeah, as Jokic moseys up the court, you want
Moses.
yeah. So
He be taking his time.
right. So the only star that the Clippers have, because we got Paul George down on the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? The only star that the Clippers have is Kawhi Leonard, currently Westbrook, and James Harden. That's what you're going into the season. Okay, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Zach gonna be like, finally, I'm in LA. Now show me where Amanda Seyfried lives.
Wow, you had to immediately make me a creep. Thank you.
Sheesh.
Also, yeah, where does she live? I'm joking.
Got you on the stalking binoculars.
Facts.
The top 5 things I would want to do in LA would be go to Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eat some Mexican food, go to the Hollywood Lots Sony Pictures tour, and go to the ocean. I definitely want to go to the beach. Yeah, for sure. And we're wrapping this up because we're a little bit past 2 hours. Oh, and Nintendo World at Universal Studios. That's the other. I didn't know there wasn't such thing as Nintendo World.
It's officially opening, I think, next year.
Oh, nice.
They're gonna have Mario Kart, go karts.
Oh, like I can drive one.
Yeah, and throw the stuff.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
Yes.
TJ said, I'm gonna slide off. Glad I got to catch the stream. Glad that you were here, man. We're about to slide off ourselves. And so yeah, good to have you, buddy. And I would definitely try to go to a Comic-Con. What's a Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Oh, to a
San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah.
I thought it was like San Diego Comic-Con. I thought that was a new con. I was like, what is a Comic-Con?
Yeah, another one?
It was like anime or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yes, that is our stream for the night. Thank you so much, Zach, for joining us. I'm going to solo you out, which I don't know if I did that last time, and let you talk about what's coming up on your channel.
Yeah, so I am, Zach Attack Reviews is my channel name. You can find me on all social media by that name, X, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. You can check out my YouTube channel. I do movie reviews, trailer reactions. I do a live show every Tuesday, so the day before this, 7:30, where I cover all the movies news, box office breakdowns, quick fire news. And my next thing I have coming up, obviously I'm going to react to the trailer for Captain America: Brave New World, and then I'm going to have a review for Longlegs, which I'm really, really excited for. Yeah. And I'm working on my Lord of the Rings: Return of the King script, and what else? A bunch of stuff is coming. I've been newly inspired. I have a bunch of other stuff I want to do, so be on the lookout for all that. Kenny, he just had me out there stuck. I'm like,
finally, Zach has come back to Mordor. He's going back to the Lord of the Rings, y'all. Be excited for that. We poked and prodded and bribed him all year. It was the longest running joke, I think, of any of anything I've seen.
Of YouTube history.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great and fantastic night. You guys made this awesome. And I'll talk to you guys next time. I don't know why I did that without hitting end stream. Because now
we gotta wait.
And I'll talk